Pokemon's new avatar update is causing quite the controversy. It seems overall a lot of people aren't fans of the newest update, mainly because it eliminated male and female characteristics and went with this weird, bland, androgynous type of look that is ugly. Now, they're advertising it on their tweet as getting to create avatars that are more like you. Who in the world has characteristics that are so bland and gender neutral to where your characters are devoid of any kind of individual personality, characteristics, or anything like this? It's almost like the narrative wants everybody to become weird, genderless robots that just close their eyes and ears and are like, la 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 la, diversity, diversity. Anyways, I set off maybe like a couple individuals, but for the most part, everybody agreed this update was stupid, it's pointless, it's shoehorned in, except this guy. This guy had some weird comments to say about it, and he was like, imagine worrying about a children's game. So for some reason, he doesn't think adults play Pokemon Go, and he made it about kids. I don't know, kind of weird that somebody's okay with removing the idea of boys and girls from children. Sounds a little groomerish, in my opinion, if you ask me. But anyways, enough of that nonsense. My video had some good response. You know, I thought it was pretty good. Even JKB liked it. He tweeted out. I got kicked out of his Discord because of this video. People were crying, saying that I'm a bigot and transphobic because of this video, but I don't care. The whole point of the video wasn't to be transphobic. I didn't even say one bad thing. I said the reason why they put androgynous parts in the game was to appease and appeal to the trans gaze. 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 Like looking and gazing at something, not trans gays gaze. I can't believe I have to specify that and talk about it in today's society because people are so snowflakey about it. But they want this gender neutral thing to appeal to a more modern audience that doesn't want actual sexuality in video games. It's fucking wild and weird. Anyways, talking about Pokemon Go, a lot of people are pretty upset about it. They're pointing out how ugly the avatars are. And this announcement has just changed everything. This was not even a week ago. This came out on Wednesday. And to think that trainers, your avatar could now look even more like you, and they go from being actually like quirky, good-looking characters to this weird, I don't know what the hell it is. It's just so soulless, right? They removed a lot of expressions. There's not even facial hair in this game anymore. That's how less masculine they want your character to look at. And then there's not too feminine of characteristics either. You can't have facial hair and you can't have feminine characteristics like hips, female-shaped hips. It's like they hate normal people. What are we eventually going to get cloned to look like weird, genderless people? I don't know. Anyways, look at some of these responses here. You can see Gabby says, please change it back. This update is just as bad as the remote raid nerfs. Y'all, please change it back. I agree. Even though I wasn't playing Pokemon Go anymore, this is ugly. This is probably one of the worst updates. They removed features to make the features look even worse. This is like a giant step back. You can see Camp Rock Gracie says, if they don't change it back within 1 month, I won't be playing. I say don't play now. I can't remember the last time I touched Pokemon Go, but I'm definitely not touching it anymore. Norbsy F says, I can't stop laughing looking at everyone's hideous avatars. 1110 joke. Yeah, all these are pretty ugly looking avatars if you look back at this thing. The main thing, which Anonymous, I think that's how you say their name, tweeted out, no one asked for this, revert it. And this is the infamous clip. Look at the changes. Look at the changes. And eventually it's going to go from not even having a male to female body in games. It's going to be body type A, body type B, right? It's fucking weird the way that these people are going. And again, just like the individual I mentioned earlier, they somehow change it to being about children when I've never said it. But imagine being against talking about opinions like this because you're offended when people say stuff like save the children, protect the children. To me, that sounds like it's somebody that wants to open the door to groom children and shape them into whatever androgynous sexuality they want them to be, instead of actually not putting bull crap like this in their video games. Just throwing it out there. Anyways, you can see Fox World wrote, "Now I look like a lesbian. Help. Oh my God, look at this avatar." That is the worst, saddest looking avatar I've seen in a video game in my life. Zero for Hire says, "I'm not trying to be toxic, but what is this weird potato shaped body going on here?" Black Link says, "Why y'all make everybody ugly?" Tom DiMaggio says, "We are not androgynous." And that's the thing is, everybody has their own quirks. Everybody has their own characteristics. What makes characters unique is curves, shapes, characteristics, facial hair, jaw lines, head lines, the way the bodies are shaped, the way the shoulders are shaped. And now they just want something bland. It's fucking weird. And I know, why do you guys even care? Anybody that ever asks, why do you even care when you give an opinion and then states their own opinion at the end of it is a asshole that supports censorship. 110%. You should be able to have a free dialogue whether you agree with that opinion or not. And that's what happens with these wackos that want to put this type of stuff in here. They don't care about representation or diversity. They want it a complete 110% echo chamber, and it's infecting our games, especially with stuff like Sweet Baby Inc., right? 110%. The Snorlax outfit and the avatar next to it, it just looks trash. Ghastly Cashley says, "So natural looking. I love it when my flesh clips through my clothing." They didn't even properly make the avatars fit with the clothing. Coco Pellis Kisses. Coco Pelly Kisses wrote, "Revert, go back, delete, go fest ticket may be wasted because I'm not going if my avatar remains weird AF." And they followed up saying, "Editing her was impossible, so I had to cover her up in many clothes as I possibly could to hide her skin, but then I noticed her hand. F me." And you see these all just point out right here, man. This was 100% to appeal to the trans gays. And that's not me being transphobic, all right? It's not. Why would you delete the male and female characteristics? They removed all the old features and just put these gender-neutral ones in. You should have kept everything. Why can't you just keep all the options? They could have just updated it with these new features so people that want to use these new bland androgynous features could do it, and people that still wanted to have a feminine or masculine character could keep their avatars the way they used to be. That's why it's shoehorned in. That's why people are like, this is enough. When they're trying to force feed wokeness into games like this, that's where the fucking problem is. There's nothing wrong with diversity and inclusion and all this crap being in the games, but when you remove stuff to appeal to a certain narrative, that's where the backlash is coming from. And we've seen people talking about this. We've seen people mentioning that it's 100%. We've seen people mention that it's 110% backing the trans gays, like Melanie Mack did. We've also seen Grums talking about this. Honestly, the fact that a company that works with a Japanese franchise like Pokemon is even having the balls to do this without Pokemon stepping in is actually pretty wild, in my opinion. I would definitely like to see if the Pokemon company or even Nintendo possibly reverts this quickly. Again, I'm personally not playing Pokemon Go again, but let me know what your guys' thoughts about this. We had a good dialogue last video, and it was a very good response, so let me know.